will take a look at 20 of the world's leading combat helicopter models, evaluating their capabilities, technology, and performance in modern combat environments. How to compare and rank different types of combat helicopters. Watch the entire video to explore and learn about the top device in this ranking. Considered a multi-purpose light attack helicopter developed by the French company Aerospatiale. The helicopter was created on the basis of the multi-purpose helicopter SA-341 Gazelle and differed from its predecessor by the new Astazu 14 gas turbine engine and two hardpoints for mounting various types of weapons. The first flight of the helicopter prototype took place in 1973. The machine was put into service in 1977. In 1972-73, Yugoslavia purchased a batch of 21 Aerospatiale SA-341H Gazelle helicopters from France. Then these SA-341H Partisan helicopters were produced under license by Soko at a factory in Mostar. The engine is located in the upper part of the fuselage behind the cockpit. The engine is covered by a fairing. On the engine nozzle there is a deflector which reduces the heat radiation of the machine, reducing the visibility of the helicopter in the infrared range. The dry weight of the engine is 160 kilograms. The helicopter's fuel system consists of two fuel tanks with a total capacity of 545 liters. In addition, if necessary, an additional tank with a capacity of 200 liters can be installed, located at the rear of the cabin, which is installed during the helicopter distillation. The oil reserve is 14.6 liters for the engine and 3.5 liters for the gearbox. The design features of the machine are a three-bladed main rotor jointly designed with the German company Bulco, as well as a multi-bladed tail rotor mounted in a tunnel channel in a special vertical tail called a fenestron. The helicopter is distinguished by a streamlined semi-monocoque fuselage and a large cockpit glazing area located in its front part. In the cockpit, in addition to the crew of 1 to 2 pilots, 3 to 4 other passengers or a small load weighing up to 270 kilograms can be comfortably accommodated. The SA-342L light attack helicopter was produced in two main modifications. Thus, the fire support helicopter, called the SA-342L Gamma, is intended to combat enemy armored vehicles and is equipped with 4 Soviet-made Malyutka II ATGMs. The choice of this particular anti-tank weapon is explained by the fact that these complexes are in service with the JNA ground forces, while the helicopter can always replenish ammunition from Army units. Continuing with the top 20 is the Mi-2 helicopter. This is a small, 3-rotor multi-purpose helicopter of Soviet design, developed by the Mil-Moscow helicopter plant in the early 1960s and produced exclusively by WSK PZL-Świdnik in Poland. The Mi-2 was produced exclusively in Poland at the WSK PZL-Świdnik plant in Świdnik. The first production helicopter in the Soviet Union was the Mi-1, modeled after the S-51 and Bristol Sycamore and flown by Mikhail Mills' Bureau in September 1948. During the 1950s, it was clearly seen and confirmed that helicopters could be significantly improved with turbine engines. SP Usatov developed the GTD-350 engine, and Mil used 2 of these engines in the much superior Mi-2. The twin-shaft turboprop engine used in the Mi-2 developed 40% more power than the piston engine of the Mi-1 at half the weight, resulting in a double payload. The Mi-2 fuselage was significantly changed from the previous version, with the engines mounted on top. However, the external dimensions remained similar. The Mil-built prototype first flew in the Soviet Union on the 22nd of September 1961. After initial development, the project was transferred to Poland in 1964. The first Świdnik-built aircraft flew on 4th of November 1965. PZL-Świdnik produced a total of 5,497 helicopters, about a third of them for military use. The factory also developed fiberglass rotors and developed the wide-bodied Mi-2M with a capacity of 10 passengers instead of 8. Most conventional roll-change kits included 4 stretchers for use in air ambulances or for crop dusting or pesticide spraying applications. In Poland, a number of dedicated military variants were also developed in the early 1970s for support or training roles, with a 23mm autocannon a machine gun and or two 57mm rocket launchers, 4 9K-11 Malyutka anti-tank missiles, or Strela-2 anti-aircraft missiles. The Mi-2 first entered service with the Soviet Air Force in 1965. The Mi-2 was primarily used by former Soviet and Eastern Bloc countries, although the armed forces of Mexico and Myanmar also purchased them. Most armed Mi-2 variants were used by Poland. Some were also used by the former East Germany. During the 2022 Russian invasion of Ukraine, Russian forces were reported to have captured 3 Mi-2 helicopters at Kherson International Airport. The helicopters are also used by private owners in Ukraine for pesticide spraying. 2 people were killed in a crash in 2021 near Zyv in the Mykolaiv region.
Somewhere familiar with the Mi-8, also known by its NATO reporting name HIP, is a large twin-engine helicopter widely used in both military and civilian service. The first prototype with a single AI-24 engine, designated W8, made its maiden flight on July 9, 1961. A later improved version with 2 AI-24W engines made its maiden flight on September 17, 1962. After some detailed modifications, the Mi-8 officially entered service with the Soviet Air Force in 1967. The Mi-8 had many variants, the most notable being the Mi-8T, capable of transporting 24 troops and armed with anti-tank guided missiles. Other variants include the naval Mi-14 and the attack Mi-24, both of which were developed from the Mi-8. The Mi-8 is also capable of carrying cargo and assisting in rescue missions. It is equipped with suspension equipment for transporting weapons and ammunition, along with an electrically operated winch system capable of lifting loads of up to 200 kilograms. The Mi-8's cabin can accommodate 12 stretchers, and external load straps can carry loads of up to 3,000 kilograms. The Mi-8T military version has a conventional pod and boom structure, a tail rotor, and a non-retractable tricycle landing gear. The helicopter has 5-bladed rotors made of aluminum alloy, a 3-person cockpit, and a heated cockpit with optional air conditioning. The Mi-8 is particularly safe, with its fuel tank equipped with anti-explosion foam, an armored cockpit, a fire extinguishing system, and power and control systems. To date, more than 12,000 Mi-8s have been produced, of which more than 2,800 have been exported and are in service with the air forces of more than 50 countries. The Mi-8 is manufactured by several companies, including Mil Moscow Helicopter JSC in Moscow, Kazan JSC in Kazan, and the Ulan-Ude Aviation Plant. Military variants include the Mi-8T Transport, VIP Transport, Electronic Warfare, Reconnaissance, and armed Mi-8 TV versions, along with the Mi-8 MPS for search and rescue missions. An improved version of the Mi-8 is the Mi-17, also known as the Mi-8 TMB, which is specially designed for improved performance at high altitudes and in hot weather conditions. The Mi-17 can be identified by its additional air filters and the tail rotor on the left side. On April 3, 1972, the CPSU Central Committee and the USSR Council of Ministers adopted Resolution number 231-86, according to which the Komov Design Bureau was tasked with developing the K-252 heavy anti-submarine helicopter, which later became the Ka-27. The main requirement for the new helicopter was to be based on ships similar to the Ka-25, capable of searching for submarines at a distance of up to 200 kilometers from the aircraft carrier within an hour and a half. Otherwise, the helicopter simply had to be better than its predecessor. Developers from the Komov Design Bureau warned that in any case, the new helicopter would be inferior to the American SH-3D anti-submarine helicopter in combat capabilities. The members of the State Committee did not like this, but when they got to the bottom of it and got acquainted with the list of equipment that was supposed to be installed on the K-252, they had to admit that the helicopter was equipped with all the most advanced Soviet equipment and that they simply had nothing better. The Ka-27 is a military helicopter produced by Kamov for the Soviet and now Russian Navy, originally as an anti-submarine helicopter. The design work on the K-27 began in the early 1970s, and in 1973, the prototype flew for the first time. From the prototype, many versions of the Ka-27 were born, including search and rescue, airborne early warning, and armed helicopters, such as the Ka-29 armed helicopter, the Ka-31 airborne early warning helicopter, and the Ka-32 civilian version. The export version of the Ka-28 is a combination of all three versions of the helicopter. Like many other Kamov helicopters, the Ka-27 is equipped with two coaxial rotors, so it does not need a tail rotor. It has two Isotov turboshaft engines, each with 1,660 kilowatts. The maximum speed that can be achieved is 270 km/h, and the operating range is 980 kilometers. The main anti-submarine weapons of the Ka-27 include torpedoes or sonobuoys. The Ka-29 version also has a front-mounted GSHG 7.62 machine gun with 1,800 rounds of ammunition, a 2A-42 30mm cannon with 250 rounds of ammunition, and 4 hardpoints for bombs, rocket launchers, or self-propelled missiles. Avionics equipment includes radar, deep-sounding equipment, magnetic anomaly detection equipment, sonobuoys. The price of each Ka-27 is about $1.5 million USD.
Nothing compared to the Augusta-Westland Apache. This is a licensed production version of the Boeing AH-64D Apache Longbow attack helicopter for the British Air Corps. The Apache was a valuable form of close air support during the conflict in Afghanistan, deploying to the region in 2006. Sea trials and temporary deployments at sea have proven the aircraft to be a capable platform to operate from a ship's deck, a unique application for the Apache among its operators. British Apaches also served in the 2011 NATO intervention in Libya, operating from Royal Navy ships. Several modifications have been made to the standard Apache design used by the United States and those exported to other countries. A key difference is the use of a pair of Rolls-Royce Turbomeca RTM 322-0112 engines, replacing the original General Electric T700 GE 701C engines. The Rolls-Royce engines produce 2,100 horsepower compared to the 1,890 horsepower of the GE T700C. Changes have also been made to the sensors and avionics fitted to the aircraft. The ability to link up with the Bowman Secure Communications System to interact with other British military units is a significant change. The Leonardo Helicopter Integrated Defense Support System is also fitted. The HIDAS system was added to the aircraft in mid-2004, shortly before entry into service, along with a number of redesigned composite fuselage sections. Like the US AH-64D Apache Longbow, the Apache H-1 carries the AN/APG-78 Longbow fire control radar and radar frequency interferometer, providing an integrated surveillance and attack system. Augusta-Westland has made a number of upgrades to the UK Apache fleet. In May 2005, a $212 million contract was awarded to equip all MK-1 helicopters with the Apache Arrowhead sensor upgrade, scheduled for completion in 2010. In 2009, it was announced that Augusta-Westland was also integrating new external fuel tanks with ballistic protection. The magazine can be replaced with an integrated ammunition and fuel unit, reducing ammunition capacity but increasing loiter time. It has been suggested that advanced propellers and additional controls to improve the aircraft's agility could have been installed in a mid-life update to the fleet. As for the Kamov Ka-29 helicopter, with the ability to carry a 30mm cannon and 8 anti-tank missiles, the Ka-29 attack helicopter is truly a dangerous opponent for enemy armored forces. Currently, the Ukrainian Naval Aviation is recorded as having 16 Kamov-29 attack helicopters in service, developed by the Kamov Design Bureau based on the legendary Ka-27 anti-submarine helicopter. The Ka-29 attack helicopter is designed to equip naval forces with the task of providing fire support for landing and capturing the coast. It is designed and developed entirely based on the basic airframe of the Ka-27PL anti-submarine helicopter, with some modifications in the ability to carry weapons and equip additional sensors. Accordingly, the nose of the Ka-29 helicopter removes the large sensor cluster placed under the nose of the Ka-27 and replaces it with an electro-optical sensor and an anti-tank missile control illumination unit placed in the nose of the aircraft and under the nose. The fuselage of the aircraft is supplemented with two small wings with 4 pylons to carry weapons. The Ka-29 still retains the uniqueness of the Kamov helicopter line, using a coaxial lifting rotor mechanism, 2 overlapping rotor blades, rotating in opposite directions. Using this rotor mechanism helps to completely eliminate the tail rotor, thereby reducing noise and the width of the aircraft. In addition, it helps the helicopter to be more maneuverable and flexible. And because there is no tail rotor, this type is not afraid of strong winds and can take off and land in all weather conditions. The 2 small wings of the Ka-29 attack helicopter allow carrying up to 8 9M114 anti-tank guided missiles with a range of 400 to 5,000 meters and 57mm rocket launchers. Right next to the cabin, a 30mm 2A42 high-speed cannon cluster with 250 rounds can be installed, capable of penetrating the armor of light tanks, armored vehicles, and destroying enemy infantry. A 7.62mm 4-barrel GSHG 7.62 machine gun with 1,800 rounds can also be installed on the aircraft. In general, the Ka-29's firepower is not inferior to that of the Army's attack helicopters. It is more than capable of wiping out tanks, armored vehicles, and destroying the enemy's solid fortifications on the coast. Although statistics show that the Ukrainian Naval Aviation owns 16 Ka-29 attack helicopters, sources do not guarantee that all of them are still in service. Currently, the equipment of the Ukrainian Air Force and Navy is seriously degraded due to lack of funding. With complex technical parameters, the Mi-28N helicopter is truly a formidable machine when equipped with 2 VK2500 turbine engines, each with a capacity of 2,200 horsepower, which can accelerate up to 2,700 horsepower in an emergency. The Mi-28 is 17.1 meters long, the propeller length is 8.6 meters, the height is 3.82 meters. The weight of the Mi-28N is up to 8,000 kilograms and can carry 2,300 kilograms of weapons. The ability to hold 1,500 liters of fuel in the fuselage. The crew consists of 2 people. The Mi-28N is a masterpiece of the modern Russian aviation industry. The aircraft is capable of reaching a maximum speed of 300 kilometers per hour with an operating range of up to 450 kilometers. Using external fuel tanks, the Mi-28N can extend its range to 1,087 kilometers, significantly expanding its combat capabilities. The Mi-28N is equipped with a formidable array of weapons, including a 30mm 2A42 cannon with 250 rounds of ammunition. In addition, the Mi-28N is capable of using both guided and unguided missiles, bombs, and additional weapons on its 4 hardpoints. Among the guided missile systems available for installation, the Sturm B, Ataka B, and Ataka VN anti-tank systems are exceptional, highly accurate, and capable of great destruction. This advanced technology gives the crew the ability to distinguish targets at a distance of up to 10 kilometers and aim at them precisely. The Mi-28N is equipped with a complex protection system, including a danger warning system and an active protection system. In contrast, the active protection system starts working when the helicopter detects danger and uses decoys to deceive enemy missiles. Military experts highly appreciate the Sturm anti-tank missiles and Ataka missiles equipped on the helicopter's external slings. The Sturm system, which includes the 9K-121 VA-VB missile, using a laser guidance mechanism, can attack armored vehicles at a maximum distance of 8 kilometers. In contrast, the Ataka missile system, specially designed to destroy armored vehicles on the ground and similar structures, has a range of up to 6 kilometers. It is undeniable that the Russian Mi-28N Night Hunter is a formidable combat helicopter, which has successfully fulfilled its assigned roles in complex battlefields, especially in the current special military campaign in Ukraine. Coming to the Super Heavy helicopter. After the incomplete development of the heavier Mi-12 prototypes, called Mi-V12 in the early 1970s, work began on a new heavy helicopter called the Izdelia 90 and later assigned the designation Mi-26. The new design was required to have an empty weight less than half of its maximum takeoff weight. The helicopter was designed by Marat Tishchenko, a student of Mikhail Mil, founder of the OKB 329 Design Bureau. The main purpose of the Mi-26 was to transport military equipment such as 13-ton amphibious armored personnel carriers and mobile ballistic missiles to remote locations after delivery by military transport aircraft such as the Antonov An-22 or Ilyushin Il-76. The first Mi-26 flew on 14th of December 1977, and the first production aircraft rolled out on the 4th of October 1980. Development was completed in 1983, and by 1985, the Mi-26 was in Soviet military and commercial service. It was capable of flying in the event of a power failure in one engine thanks to the engine load-sharing system. While its empty weight was only slightly higher than the Mi-6, the Mi-26 had a payload of up to 20 tons. It was the second largest and heaviest helicopter ever built, after the experimental MiL V-12. The tail rotor has a diameter and thrust close to that of the four-blade main rotor mounted on the MD helicopter's MD-500. The Mi-26's unique main gearbox is relatively light at 3,639 kilograms but can absorb 14,700 kilowatts, achieved by using a non-planetary split-torque design with telescopic shafts to balance the torque. The MiL Design Bureau designed the VR-26 gearbox itself, as MiL's conventional gearbox supplier could not design such a gearbox. The gearbox housing is stamped from aluminum. The split-torque design is also used in the 5,670 kilograms gearbox assembly on the U.S. tri-engine aircraft. As of 2024, the Mi-26 still holds the Fédération Aéronautique Internationale world record for the largest weight lifted by a helicopter to an altitude of 2,000 meters, 56,768.8 kilograms in one flight in 1982. But this record only exists because for the record flights of the MiL V-12, only the maximum payload was recorded, not the maximum takeoff weight, which was estimated at 105,000 kilograms. In July 2010, a proposal to develop a 33-ton heavy-lift helicopter between Russia and China was announced. In early 2019, Russia's state corporation Rostec signed a landmark agreement on the development of a next-generation 40-ton heavy-lift helicopter. Continuing on the theme is the Chinese Harbin Z-20 helicopter. This is a medium-class utility helicopter manufactured by Harbin Aircraft Industry Corporation. It first flew on December 23, 2013, and has a maximum takeoff weight of around 10 tons. The Z-20 can operate from altitudes above 4,000 meters, 13,000 feet, as well as from the aircraft carrier Liaoning. It is considered to be comparable in performance to the US-made Sikorsky UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter, of which the civilian Sikorsky S-70C2 has been in service with the People's Liberation Army since 1984. The Z-20 is based on the 1970s-era S-70 UH-60 Black Hawk, which China purchased in the 1980s. Pakistan may also have allowed China to inspect the wreckage of a U.S. Special Forces Black Hawk aircraft left behind during the assassination of Osama bin Laden on the 1st May 2011. It is believed that the Z-20 is powered by a domestically produced WZ-10 turboshaft engine rated at 1,700 to 2,000 HP, which is comparable to the latest version of the Black Hawk engine, the GET-700-701D. The Z-20 also incorporates new technologies that reduce weight and improve lift, as well as advanced anti-icing technology on the rotor blades. These features allow it to perform operations at altitudes above 4,000 meters. Helicopter production in China received a major boost after the 2008 Sichuan earthquake highlighted the helicopter's value in humanitarian missions. In addition to the PLF, the Z-20 is likely to be used by other branches of the People's Liberation Army. It could serve as a multi-role naval helicopter for the People's Liberation Army Navy, small enough to interact with all planned ships while still being fully equipped with anti-submarine warfare capabilities. The Z-20 has been tested carrying missiles on its wing pylons. A stealth variant of the Z-20 has been designated as being under development since 2015. One analyst said China could produce a stealth variant relatively easily because it had access to a modified MH-60 Black Hawk tail section recovered by Pakistani security forces after a crash during the bin Laden raid. Coming to Russian helicopters, the K-52 has become a headache for the Ukrainian military during the summer counteroffensive in southern Ukraine. In June, the British Ministry of Defense said Moscow had increased its attack helicopter force, and the following month it said the helicopters had arrived and become one of the most influential weapons in the area of conflict. Western officials and intelligence experts believe that the ATAK-MS air defense systems delivered to Kiev will force the Russian command to withdraw operations and vulnerable military facilities away from the front line. However, it should be noted that despite the new military supplies to Ukraine, the Ka-52 still poses a significant threat. The Ka-52 Alligator is the world's only mass-produced combat helicopter with a parachute ejection system. In addition, the helicopter has an armored cabin. These two factors, combined with a redundant control system with 2 crew members, make the Ka-52 the safest helicopter in the world. The Kamov Ka-52 Alligator helicopter began development in 1994. The first Ka-52 version was introduced in 1997 and entered serial production in 2008. However, due to budget constraints, the helicopter was only produced on a small scale. By 2012, only 30 helicopters had been delivered to the Russian armed forces. By 2017, the Russian military had 90 of these helicopters, and by 2020, this number had reached 127. The Ka-52 has been exported to Egypt, and Algeria is said to have ordered 12. The Ka-52 uses a battlefield management system that can exchange data with other Ka-52 helicopters or helicopters in the combat area, performing tasks as an airborne command post for a group of helicopters through the ability to detect targets and coordinate the attack activities of each helicopter in the group. The helicopter is equipped with a 30mm side-mounted cannon, 6 external mounting points allowing the carriage of different types of weapons. When performing anti-tank and anti-armor missions, the Ka-52 can carry 12 Vickers missiles with a range of up to 10 kilometers and can penetrate thick armor, capable of defeating even the best protected main battle tanks. The Kamov Ka-52 Alligator costs about $16 million USD and is being used by the Russian army in a special military campaign in Ukraine. Over several combat deployments, the A-129 Mangusta has been used in Somalia, Afghanistan, and Iraq. The original 60 helicopters have been upgraded several times since entering service with the Italian Army. Improvements include compatibility with additional ammunition, new targeting systems, improved avionics, better data processing, and more powerful transmissions. Several improvements and export models have been proposed, including dedicated reconnaissance and naval variants. The Thai Augusta Westland T-129 ACT derivative has been developed by Turkish Aerospace in cooperation with Augusta Westland for the Turkish Army as well as other services and export customers. Since 2017, work has been underway on a larger successor to the A-129 for the Italian Army, the Leonardo Helicopters AW249. The A-129 is a modern 2-seat attack helicopter capable of operating in all-weather conditions, designed to meet an Italian military requirement in the mid-1970s. It made its first official flight in 1983 at Cascina Costa. It is equipped with 2 Rolls-Royce GEM 2 1004D gas turbine engines. The maximum speed of the A-129 is 78 km per hour. Cruise speed, 229 km per hour. The Augusta A-129 Mangusta has a maximum takeoff weight of 4,600 kilograms, a range of 510 kilometers, and is equipped with 8 TOW-2A-52 anti-tank missiles of 70mm size or a larger type, the 81mm Medusa missile. In addition, it is equipped with an additional 20mm cannon, can carry a 12.7mm machine gun. The A-129 is equipped with an infrared night vision system and is capable of operating day or night in all weather conditions. Laser systems are fitted on newer aircraft for range and target designation. The A-129 can laser designate targets for other friendly aircraft to attack. On the AW129D, the Rafael Advanced Defense Systems Top-Light 3 sight is used as the primary targeting system. It can operate as a FLIR and has both manual and automatic target tracking modes. The top light also provides a greater detection and recognition range than the 1970s era Hilitau sensor it replaced. In 1998, Israel Aircraft Industries formally partnered with Augusta to provide a variety of avionics and weapons upgrades to potential A-129 operators. Since then, various IAI technologies have been proposed and deployed on Italian A-129s. A product of the cooperation between France, Germany, and Spain, and the pride of Europe is the Eurocopter Tiger. It is a twin-engine, multi-role attack helicopter designed by the Eurocopter Consortium since the late 1990s. The Eurocopter Tiger first flew in April 1991 and was officially put into service with the Air Forces of Western Europe in 2003. Development of the Tiger began during the Cold War, and it was originally intended as an anti-tank helicopter platform for use against a Soviet land invasion of Western Europe. France and Germany chose to continue developing the Tiger, instead developing it as a multi-role attack helicopter. It reached operational readiness in 2008. The Tiger has the distinction of being the first helicopter built entirely from composite materials in Europe. Even the first models incorporated other advanced features such as a glass cockpit, stealth technology, and high maneuverability to increase survivability. Improved variants have been introduced, equipped with more powerful engines and compatible with a wider range of weapons. Since its introduction, the Tiger has been used in combat in Afghanistan, Libya, and Mali. The Tiger is capable of performing a wide range of combat missions and can operate day or night in all weather conditions, and has been designed to cover post-nuclear, biological, or chemical warfare operations. The Tiger can also be used in maritime environments, being able to operate from the decks of ships, including frigates, and in harsh weather conditions. Among the Tiger's notable qualities is its high level of agility, largely due to its 13-meter four-bladed unhinged main rotor design. The Tiger can perform full loops and negative G maneuvers. Power is provided by a pair of MTU Turbomeca Rolls-Royce MTR 390 turboshaft engines operated by FedEx. The Tiger helicopter entered series production in 2002. The first flight of this production series was for the French Army in March 2003. By September 2003, 80 aircraft had been delivered to the French Army. By the end of 2003, Germany had also received its first aircraft. By the end of 2009, 4 of the 32 Tigers planned for deployment at the Fritzlar military base in northern Hesse had been delivered. In 2001, the Australian government also ordered 22 aircraft for reconnaissance purposes. The first was delivered in 2004. In 2003, the Spanish government also ordered 24, a variant of the HAD type. Coming to the Mi-24 war machine, also known by its NATO name Hind, is not just a helicopter. It is one of the most powerful combat vehicles of the former Soviet Union, and today's Russia, that every time the enemy hears it, they are terrified. On September 19, 1969, the Mi-24 heavy-duty helicopter and troop transporter made its first flight. After nearly 50 years with many upgrades and improvements, the Mi-24 is still operating in more than 30 countries around the world. So what is so special about this helicopter that makes the enemy so scared? The Mi-24 has a very unique design to ensure its flying ability is always at the highest level, and in fact, it is always in the top of the sky domination helicopters. One of the most distinctive features of the Mi-24 is the rotor with an area of up to 6.75 millistweres, with a V-shaped cross-section of -12 degrees, which increases lift by 22 to 28% depending on speed and other factors. Two Te-3 117 engines provide a huge power of 4,400 horsepower for the 17.3-meter central 5-blade main rotor and a 3-blade tail rotor. Thanks to that, the maximum flight speed of the Mi-24 is up to 335 kilometers per hour, and the maximum operational range recorded in practice is up to 1,000 kilometers on August 13, 1975. To this day, it remains an unbroken record. The Mi-24 has participated in most major battles of the Soviet Army and the Russian Army today. Variants of the Mi-24 have performed a wide range of tasks, such as dropping troops, providing fire support, destroying enemy personnel, armored vehicles and firing points, carrying cargo, evacuating wounded from combat areas, etc. In 1972, after the completion of the 24, development began on a unique attack helicopter with transport capabilities. The new design had reduced transport capabilities and was called the Mi-28, and the K-50 attack helicopter, which was smaller and more maneuverable and did not have a large cabin for carrying troops. In October 2007, the Russian Air Force announced that it would replace its Mi-24 fleet with the Mi-28N and Ka-52 by 2015. However, after the successful operation of this type of aircraft in Syria, it was decided to continue using it and upgrade it with new electronics, sights, weapons, and night vision goggles. The NH Industries NH-90 is a European twin-engine, medium-sized, multi-role military helicopter. It is the first production helicopter with a fully fly-by-wire flight control system. The NH-90 was designed to meet NATO personnel requirements for a medium-sized, multi-role military helicopter for both land and sea operations. According to Flight International, the NH-90 has the distinction of being the world's first helicopter developed to NATO requirements. As a result, the NH-90's design meets a wide range of national and international standards, including military airworthiness testing procedures in Germany, France, Italy, and the Netherlands, compliance with FAR 29 and MIL-STS design standards, as well as performance in icing conditions, DEF STN 0097U, and electromagnetic compatibility. It is produced in two main variants, the Tactical Transport Helicopter for the field and the NATO Maritime Escort Helicopter. A key innovation of the helicopter is the 4-channel fly-by-wire control system used. The NH-90 is the first helicopter in the world to be equipped with a complete fly-by-wire control system. A 4-axis autopilot is also integrated with the fly-by-wire system, as well as the mission and navigation systems, to allow greater autonomy during operations and reduce the pilot's workload. The NH-90's flight range includes all-weather operations day and night, shipboard operations in rough sea conditions, in a temperature range of -40 degrees Celsius to +50 degrees Celsius, and up to a maximum altitude of 20,000 feet. According to Airbus Helicopters, the NH-90 has the lowest radar cross-section in its class, largely due to its diamond-shaped composite fuselage. Since its introduction, the NH-90 has been plagued by technical issues, causing some operators to delay its active deployment. It is a key next-generation helicopter for many NATO countries. Some have chosen to continue using the aircraft, while others have opted to retire it. Norway terminated the program in 2022 and requested a full refund. Australia withdrew the aircraft in 2023, well ahead of its planned retirement date of 2037. Dozens of other countries continue to operate the NH-90 today, while additional orders and upgrades equate to widespread and ongoing use of the aircraft. Efforts are underway to expand the role, upgrade and extend its service life, and ease of maintenance. As of 2023, the NH-90 is in service with 12 countries. The Augusta-Westland AW159 Wildcat is designed to serve in battlefield utility, search and rescue, aerial reconnaissance, anti-surface warfare, utility, command and control, and troop transport roles. The AW159 Wildcat is the next evolution of the Westland Lynx. Both the Army and Navy versions share the same airframe, manufactured by GKN Aerostructures. The Wildcat has increased payload and range over the previous Super Lynx. Operationally, it is required to carry up to 8 future guided anti-ship weapons, up to 185 kilometers from the host ship, and can remain in position for up to an hour. In June 2014, the Royal Navy awarded Thales a £48 million contract to supply Martlet missiles for the Wildcat under the Future Lightweight Guided Anti-Ship Weapon Program for targets such as small boats and fast attack craft. A Wildcat can carry 4 launchers, each with 5 Martlet missiles. In March 2014, a contract was awarded to MBDA for the Sea Venom missile, intended to be used against boats and land targets, to replace the Sea Skua. Both missiles are being integrated by Augusta-Westland in a single £90 million program in 2018, with IOC for both scheduled for October 2020. Many components of the AW159 avionics system are being supplied by Thales Group. The aircraft is reported to have significant E-star capabilities and improved situational awareness, achieved through an integrated digital open systems architecture on board. It is equipped with a Bowman communications system, allowing data such as targeting and voice communications to be transmitted securely and seamlessly to friendly forces. Some AW159 models have been fitted with a variety of mission systems built by General Dynamics, including a secure data recorder and a tactical processing system that integrates sensor data and application information for display in the cockpit, as well as for retention in encrypted data storage. Other mission systems used on the Wildcat have been manufactured by BAE Systems. All variants of the Wildcat share a common defense support arrangement, which has some commonality with the Augusta-Westland Apache. Features include missile warning sensors, countermeasures dispensers, and infrared exhaust silencers. The EC-665 Tiger UHT entered service with Germany in 2005 as a multi-role fire support helicopter. It is a variant of the Eurocopter Tiger, developed by a Franco-German joint venture to meet the need for an advanced anti-tank helicopter. Development of the Tiger began in 1984 and lasted until 2003, when the first production model flew. In 2018, an upgrade program was considered to increase its performance and survivability, as well as allow it to fire the new Spike ER-2 anti-tank missile. However, no final decision has been made on implementing the upgrade program. Being a Eurocopter, it has the best agility and flight performance compared to other helicopters like the rest of the EC-665 seen in the game. It can perform barrel rolls meters above the ground. While it doesn't have the best top speed, it can perform unique aerial aerobatics for a helicopter. It's not the best attack helicopter when you want to perform lightning attacks, but it can hide behind enemies, especially since the collective altitude on the EC-665 can increase and decrease very quickly. One of the advantages, at least in terms of flight performance, of the UHT over other EC-665s is the lack of a 30mm autocannon. This reduces the weight of the helicopter, increasing speed, maneuverability, and overall agility. The EC-665 Tiger UHT was introduced in Update 1.91, Night Vision. It has a unique advantage over most other helicopters in its ability to attack targets from behind cover using a mast-mounted sight and fire-and-forget missiles. The mast-mounted sight allows the pilot to scan the battlefield without exposing the helicopter too much, while fire-and-forget missiles can be launched without maintaining a target lock. Unfortunately, fire-and-forget missiles are not very reliable, as they often lose lock due to obstacles and smoke. They are also slow and have a fairly limited range, which means that the target can be destroyed by other players or move out of range before the missile hits. Therefore, the pilot must always be aware of the situation and choose the best time to fire and retreat. An attack helicopter manufactured by Denel Aviation of South Africa. The Rooivalk is Afrikaans for Red Falcon, a reference to the falcon. Development of the aircraft began in 1984 by Atlas Aircraft Corporation. Its development closely related to the Atlas Oryx transport helicopter. Both were based on the Aerospace A330 Puma and had begun development at the same time. The development of the Rooivalk was delayed by the impact of budget constraints in the 1990s and the desire to produce an advanced attack helicopter. The South African Air Force has ordered 12 Rooivalks, known as the Rooivalk MKAK-1 in SAF service, the first of which was officially delivered in April 2011. The helicopters are operated by 16 Squadron, based at Bloemsprout Air Force Base near Bloemfontein. The Rooivalk carries a variety of weapons depending on the mission. It is typically armed with a 20mm cannon mounted in the nose and can also carry air-to-air missiles, anti-tank missiles, and unguided rockets. The Rooivalk has a fire control system for target acquisition and tracking, as well as an advanced guidance system using Doppler radar and GPS. It also incorporates an electronic countermeasures suite combined with decoy and flare dispensers. The Rooivalk has a gyro-stabilized sensor turret mounted in the nose with an auto-tracking function, using a Thales Top Owl helmet-mounted display. The system was developed by the Société de Fabrication d'Instruments de Mesure in 1999-2000. Notable features include a tandem cockpit, a right-side tail rotor with a left-side tail fin, fixed wheel landing gear, as well as wire cutters above and below the cockpit and on the landing gear. The Rooivalk is capable of performing a loop and thus momentarily flying upside down. The following types of missions are envisaged for the Rooivalk: reconnaissance, helicopter escort, close air support, deep penetration, and anti-armor. The Mi-35M is a multi-purpose combat helicopter manufactured by Rostvertol, a subsidiary of Russian Helicopters. It is the export version of the M24 Hind attack helicopter. Designed primarily for military transport and attack missions, the helicopter has superior flight performance and maneuverability compared to its predecessor. Based on the Mi-24 Hind, the Mi-35M military helicopter incorporates a number of improvements, including shorter canted wings, a new rotor system, modern avionics, upgraded turboshaft engines, and hydraulic systems. The Mi-35M's glass cockpit can accommodate 2 pilots in a tandem configuration. The cockpit is compatible with night vision goggles, integrated multifunction displays, redundant flight controls, and modern avionics. The helicopter is equipped with an OPS-24N observation and surveillance station, a television channel, a GPS navigation system, and an optional non-Russian radio station. The chin-mounted turret can be equipped with a GS8 23-volt 23mm twin-barreled cannon with 450 to 470 rounds. The gun can fire 3,400 to 3,600 rounds per minute. The winglets can carry a variety of weapon systems, including anti-tank missiles, rocket gun pods, or fuel tanks. The military helicopter can be armed with up to 8 9M114 or 9M120 Ataka V-Sackless radio-guided anti-tank missiles, up to 80 80mm S-8 unguided missiles, and 20 122mm S-13 unguided aircraft missiles. The military helicopter is equipped with 2 2V7V MA or VK2500 engines. Each engine develops a maximum power of 2,200 horsepower. The engines are designed to support missions at high altitudes. The helicopter can fly at a maximum speed of 305 kilometers per hour. The operating altitude of the aircraft is 5,400 meters. The helicopter has a normal range of 460 kilometers and can cover a maximum distance of 1,000 kilometers with a full fuel tank. In 2005, Venezuela signed 2 contracts with Rosoboron Export for the purchase of 8 Mi-35M helicopters. The helicopters delivered to Venezuela are equipped with VK2500 engines for high-altitude operations. The Brazilian Air Force signed a $150 million contract with Rosoboron Export for 12 Mi-35M helicopters in November 2008. The helicopters are manufactured by Rostvertol at the company's facility in Rostov-on-Don. The first 3 helicopters were delivered in December 2009. As expected of a super venomous snake, the AH-1Z Viper attack helicopter is capable of spreading terror to enemy targets. The AH-1Z Viper has an average range of 425 kilometers and a maximum range of 715 kilometers if using an auxiliary fuel tank. The AH-1Z Viper was manufactured by Bell to replace the AH-1 Cobra. The AH-1Z Viper was put into service with the U.S. Marine Corps in 2012. This is the most powerful attack helicopter model of the U.S. military to date. The AH-1Z Viper is 17.8 meters long, 4.37 meters high, and has a rotor diameter of 14.6 meters. The AH-1Z Viper is equipped with a powerful 2 General Electric's T700 GE401C engine, allowing the helicopter to carry more than 2 tons of weapons and military equipment. To attack ground targets, the AH-1Z Viper is equipped with a 20mm machine gun and AGM-104A/B/C anti-tank missiles. In addition, the AH-1Z Viper is also equipped with AGM-104F anti-ship missiles and AIM-9 air-to-air missiles. The pylons on the AH-1Z Viper helicopter can mount rockets and conventional bombs. An AH-1Z Viper helicopter crew consists of 2 people, a main pilot and a machine gun operator, and other weapons. The new helmet is also a highlight on the AH-1Z Viper to provide maximum support to the crew in combat, not inferior to the smart helmet model on the AH-64 Apache attack helicopter. To enhance the survivability of the AH-1Z Viper, the super venomous snake is equipped with a laser and radar early warning system and an enemy radar jamming system. In addition to displaying flight parameters, the smart helmet system also allows the AH-1Z pilot to control the weapon system it is integrated with. The improved electronic equipment system helps the AH-1Z to operate both day and night or in adverse weather conditions. Due to frequent operations in the marine environment, the body, propellers, and exterior paint of the AH-1Z are also made from materials that are resistant to corrosion. There are currently only 58 AH-1Z Vipers in service with the U.S. Marine Corps, and this number will increase to 189 by 2020. Topping the list of top 20 launched in 2012, the AH-64E Guardian is the latest variant of the famous AH-64 Apache attack helicopter. Compared to its predecessor, the AH-64E Guardian is equipped with an improved engine, state-of-the-art electronic system, a new rotor system, all aimed at increasing combat performance. The AH-64E Guardian helicopter line is likened to a flying tank, capable of participating in heavy attacks. Accordingly, it can carry a variety of weapons, from cannons, rockets, anti-tank missiles, and air-to-air missiles. The AH-64E Guardian helicopter has a 30mm M230 rapid-fire cannon integrated through the pilot's helmet and Hydra 70 rockets. Depending on the mission, the aircraft can be equipped with additional Hellfire, Stinger, or Sidewinder missiles. The AH-64 Apache attack helicopter has two side wings with hardpoints that can carry 16 AGM-114 Hellfire anti-tank missiles. Thanks to the new, more powerful T700 GE701D engine, the AH-64E Guardian helicopter reaches a maximum speed of up to 300 km per hour at low altitude, with a range of about 2,000 kilometers. In particular, the aircraft can also integrate the manned-unmanned cooperation system, allowing the AH-64E Guardian helicopter to operate flights and view real-time video from nearby unmanned aircraft. Thanks to that, the helicopter can pursue and attack high-speed targets at long distances using UAV sensors. In addition, the AH-64E Guardian version has a new main rotor made of composite materials that helps reduce noise emissions. The AH-64E Guardian is a standard attack helicopter design with a cockpit for two pilots. The front pilot controls the aircraft, while the rear pilot controls the weapon system. In an emergency, both pilots can control the aircraft and use weapons. The AH-64E Guardian is a threat to enemy infantry and vehicles in all weather conditions, day or night. The unit price of an AH-64E Guardian is about 40 million USD. Besides the US, there are dozens of countries using this powerful attack helicopter. With such a ranking list, which device do you think is the most worthy? Please give your opinion in the comments section. Please like and share this video with military enthusiasts. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to continue updating the latest information about modern military vehicles in the next video. Thank you, and see you again.